Daniel, it's great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're awesome. We also met back in January at Project Voice, and you also have a very strong background in voice. Can you share that with us and why and how you got into it?
Sure. Well, I've had a podcast for a few years. I started one on my own, and although I learned a lot from that experience, it wasn't one that really gained any traction. And one of my friends, who's a marketer, had told me about Amazon Flash briefings, and that was something that at first I didn't really understand the appeal of. I didn't really get it, but I saw some of the success that she was having with it, and so I wanted to start my own, but I wasn't exactly sure how I could make it unique or bring value to this new platform with, a new audience in a way that I could actually stand out. And I thought, what's something that people have a lot of trouble understanding that if I communicated it in small batches, they might appreciate that information, they can digest it. And I thought of a bunch of different topics, but the one that I decided on was Instagram, because I feel like that's a platform that's constantly changing. They're adding features, they're changing the way it works. There's algorithm complications. And I thought, I can't blog fast enough. It takes me forever to write a blog post or to create a YouTube video, but I bet I could make an audio clip with whatever changed that day or answer a question in just a few minutes and provide that to people in a form of daily value. So after a lot of back and forth, I got approval from Instagram's legal team to use their logo and branding on my show, and I've been doing so. It's been about 18 months now, coming up on 2 years that I've been part of this environment. It's been really cool because there are some things that connect voice and social media, but not many. And so each time one happens, I feel like, oh, I'm in the right place. I'm positioned between two things that people really want to know about, and I'm right in the intersection. So that's really how I got to this point.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And I think it's very impressive that you went and did that and that you're putting out content. Can you talk to us a little bit more about the flash briefing? At last year's Nashville Voice Conference, we actually sat down and created flash briefings for about 30 businesses on the spot. That was one of our workshops. And we used Anchor. We basically said, okay, we're gonna talk through a concept, and people like Dan Cox were there to help kind of talk through, what they could make their podcast be about, the topics, and then talking about the flash briefing concept where it's shorter clips, more daily type of content rather than like longer, doing it once a month or doing it once a week. And we just took the Anchor RSS feed and we put the Anchor RSS feed into the Alexa developer console. And then we showed them how to use the Anchor FM dashboard in the back end to upload new episodes all the time. And so once that RSS feed's set up, all they have to do is upload a new or record directly from the Anchor dashboard. So my point is, creating a flash briefing can be very easy. It can be done very quickly, but to do it really well, like can you talk us through, like, how can people get started, and then how can people in businesses really sort of perfect their craft like you've done?
So I would say you want to create content daily or as close to daily as possible. So you need to come up with a method where you can do that. If you're talking about your personal experiences, you probably have a lot to draw from. But if you pick a topic that people are searching for already, you'll do a lot better, right? Because people are constantly searching Google or searching Amazon for varieties of information, whether it's books or something skill related or elsewise. If you want to do this, Amazon has sort of changed their focus over the past few weeks with how they treat this. It was a very unique thing for the past couple of years because if you said, Alexa, tell me the news, automatically the device would start playing whatever you'd subscribe to and whatever order you'd subscribe to. And it was a lot of short form content, typically 2 to 4 minute range. And you could get in 15 minutes, a wide variety of information about a lot of topics to get you kind of caught up to speed on your daily commute while you made breakfast or whatever. Over the past few weeks, Amazon has shifted. If you now say, tell me the news, it's going to play longer form content. And it's clear that Amazon wants to reward the bigger publishers, the BBC, NPR, Wall Street Journal. And so you can still say, play my flash briefing, and the Amazon device will. But I think now in 2020, it's a little bit more platform agnostic, right? It's making a short daily audio program that's available on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, as well as Amazon service. Google really has locked theirs down that, again, only the big publishers can put work out there. So you have to be recognized as a Google News publisher. Again, Wall Street Journal, CNN, the bigger names. But I do think it's a really good opportunity to still create daily content that people will access on whatever platform they're comfortable accessing it on. And it forces you to get better at making sure you do it consistently. I know for myself, I'm the kind of person, if you tell me, Daniel, go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's very hard for me to do that. But it's much easier for me to go to the gym every day because I just wake up every day and like, oh, that's my thing. That's what I'm doing. I don't wake up and like, what day is it? So if you get into that same sort of method when it comes to creating content, you're going to do really well with that because it's just going to become part of your routine.
Yeah, I agree with that too, because I also think that, people ask me a lot about data, and they ask me like, what does the data say that I should be doing? And I think the more, if you put out 5 flash briefings a week, AKA 1 a day or whatever in a weekday, instead of 3 like every other day, you're going to get more data. You're going to get more over time. You're going to get a lot more data to where you can actually start to make those decisions. So and you're not going to hit on every piece of content, right? But if you increase the frequency, not only does it help, I think, to your point with the routine, but I think it helps also with the data that you're going to get back, and then also the chance that you'll be found, and then it can help your business.